Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tina Morrison. So I'm a mechanical engineer, applied mathematician. I've been working in numerical methods for more than 20 years and building trust for adoption of computer simulation through policy and credibility risk assessment frameworks, standard approaches. So I just recently left a 17-year career in the federal government to join Equity Lab, a technology startup ushering in this new era of compute. And I came from a safety critical sector of healthcare where as a regulator, we relied on social trust with the entities that we regulate. And today, those entities submit test reports to us, for example, still in the form of PDFs. So you can imagine how challenging this is going to be when we think about AI as a part of their workflow. In fact, many of them actually submit screenshots and then put them in PDFs. So you can imagine the challenge of verifying anything that they've actually done. So it makes it more simple and more difficult to actually do our job to enforce and regulate that industry. And with more complex digital health technologies being developed with larger amounts of protected data from hospital systems across the world, the question is, can we still rely on social trust to regulate health technologies embedded with AI and deployed for patient care? And so I learned about this concept of verifiable compute just a few months ago when Equity Lab came out of stealth mode in December after completing a project with both NVIDIA and Intel to embed their verifiable compute software on the next generation of chips from both those companies that are coming out this year. So this will enable verifiable compute in those TEEs that Oni mentioned to you and several others. So we can now harness this hardware root of trust to produce tamper-proof certificates of authenticity for any process, including AI process. And so why is this important? Over the last 12 months, 91% of public sector and commercial enterprise were hit with software supply chain attacks. And moreover, there have been several high-profile supply chain attacks to prominent AI companies that have not yet been able to establish a SALSA level 3 until now. So we introduce verifiable compute to complement the need to support private cloud compute, where the request is that security researchers must be able to verify the security and privacy guarantees of private cloud compute. So conventional attestations in TEE enable proof of confidentiality and proof of environment, and our verifiable compute solution complements that with the added proof of governance, correctness, and computation. It verifies compute actions in the TEE. For AI models developed on next generation chip technology, they can verify the data in the AI workflow, what code it was run with, where it was executed, by whom, and it can align with the policies such that the output it generates is secure and private, harnessing cryptographic digests, providing the capability to string together hashes to tell a verified story. I'm going to briefly demonstrate this with a healthcare example in medical imaging. So working on the front line of brain-computer interface, security and privacy is crucial. We demonstrate cryptographic proof of the AI model pipeline for MindEye-2 with verified benchmarks that we verified without needing to reproduce the pipeline. And we offered privacy protection by demonstrating verification without sharing the information to a third-party auditor. So this is the snapshot of our tool called Lineage Explorer. This is a visual interactive tool that enables the user or auditor to see all aspects of the pipeline. These details are stored in a JSON manifest, but it doesn't have the details about the actual details of the model or the data itself from the training, tuning, benchmarks, and inference, where the compute costs for verifiable compute are only 10% of the compute asset. And so I know there's some other technology that's being developed in this space, which is much more computationally intensive. So from these close-ups, we verified that the computes were completed on both Intel and NVIDIA chips in North Carolina. What the model data were trained on. We verified the successful benchmarks that are in blue with this electronic ledger proving that the AI output is both genuine and secure. So with this capability, we offer rapid compliance and combined AI policies like, for example, the EU AI Act and auditable safeguards providing end-to-end confidentiality and verifiability. So verifiable AI, establishing integrity across the entire AI lifecycle. This is not my area of expertise, so thanks for your patience as I shared my remarks with you, but I'd be happy to answer questions after the session. Thanks so much.